Okay, Mr. Amadeus, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Now, state, would you like to read the information? Well, state, you like to call you, do you like to have an open statement?
Your Honor, state waives open.
Defense. Okay, state, you like to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state calls Cynthia Almendarez.
Cynthia Almendarez. No response.
State, you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, state rests.
Defense?
Move for an instructive verdict.
Okay, that motion will be granted. Mr. Amadeus, you have been acquitted of these charges. The court is granting an instructive verdict. If you need a copy, we'll have one in a few minutes. If not, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Wilkerson, you had another case, you said?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. Me and Ms. Smith had talked about it on a couple of different occasions. I know her felony is set today over in drug court, so I will come back after.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
not sure if she actually is on the printed docket today.
Okay, that's fine. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Wilkerson, this is a copy of the judgment if you need one. There you go. Oops. I'll get it.
And Your Honor, just submitted a motion to dismiss one of the cases on your trial.
Oh, okay,
Just FYI, 50 Pollard.
okay.
My bad, Judge, I was just looking for it.
Hmm?
I started-
Okay. Okay, where's, what's the name? Tressa Ross? Okay, this is cause number 321342. Case is styled state of Texas versus Tresha Brooks Ross.
Teresa, yes, sir.
Teresa?
Teresa,
Teresa.
yes, sir.
How you doing, Miss Ross?
I'm glad, sir.
That's good. Miss Ross, you're here represented by, well, your attorney of record is Attorney Terrence Allison. Attorney Allison is not here. However, Attorney Maribius Allen is present on Mr. Allison's behalf. Does he have your permission to stand in for Mr. Allison?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Allen, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Allen, you have an announcement for the court,
Yes, Your Honor, we just got back from drug impact court. We reset that for May 9th.
May 9th.
This to be reset.
You want this case to be reset with that case? Okay. So this case will be reset for May 9th of 2022, along with the felony case. Ms. Ross, your attorney, is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Al,
Bless my house.
all right, thank you. And Mr. Allen, this is your only case. You'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Mr. Mills client, did Mr. Mills client show up? Donald Bryan?
Your Honor, I have Mr. Bryant here on phone and
Okay,
without a continuance because he's out in Chicago. He started a new job and his training. And so I have him on the phone and he's taking a break from his training to,
You have a copy of that motion? Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, it's on the trial docket. He says it's Donald Bryan. He's on our trial docket, page 2. This is my second case on page 2,
hold on, Don, Mr. Brown.
right under Robert Hill.
Oh, okay.
Your Honor, I don't know if you can do bench trials by Zoom.
Well, I mean, we can, you can testify from Zoom, like swear him in, I mean,
This would be in that category.
okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Mayo, you heard that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
The state is, wanting to do a bench trial.
Yes,
You have-
sir.
You have any objections to, waiving the jury?
No objections to waiving a jury, Your Honor.
Okay, now, okay. The court is in session and calls number 326-134. The case is styled of State of Texas versus Donald Boyd Bryant. We have Mr. Bryant appearing via telephone. Mr. Bryant, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bryant, how are you doing?
Not guilty.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes, how you're doing?
No, I'm doing fine.
Okay, now,
As well as should be expected, I
Oh,
guess.
Mr. Bryan, just answer his questions. All right.
Okay.
okay, now, State, you'd like to read, well, State, are you ready?
State's ready, Judge.
Defense, are you ready?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ham, would you please read the information?
Yes, Your Honor. In the name and by authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, and on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the County Court of Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Donald Boyd Bryan, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about March 2nd, 2020, did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Bryan, hereafter styled the complainant by punching complainant in the back. And at the time of said assault, complainant was a member of the defendant's family against the peace and dignity of the state.
Okay, Mr. Bryan, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay, now, State, you like to have an opening statement?
State waives opening, Judge.
Okay, Defense, you like to have an opening statement?
We waive it, Your Honor.
Mr. Ham, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Carla Bryan.
Carla Bryant. No response.
Okay, Mr. Ham, would you like to call your next witness?
Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay, Mr. Mayo,
I'd like to move for an instructed verdict, Your Honor.
okay, that motion will be granted. Mr. Bryan, you have been acquitted of these charges. The court will be signing a instructive verdict. Your attorney can get a copy of that from the clerk's office. This will conclude your case. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Mayo. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ms. Cross? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, she's automatic qualifier. Yeah, so. Let's look in, okay, well. She only had like 600. Two, two. Court is back in session in cause number 328046, case of style of state of Texas versus Amber Croft. Ms. Croft was previously sworn in. She entered a plea of no contest to the charge of resisting arrest, search, transportation. She acknowledged that her signatures was on State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and her initials was also on that docket. She also acknowledged her signature on the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. She also acknowledged her signature on the discovery certification. The court found that she was, the court accepted a plea of no contest, found that she was mentally competent to stand trial, and that her waivers and pleas was freely and voluntarily given, and that there was sufficient evidence to find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The state, in this case, made an offer of 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year, fine of $2,000 plus court costs. The fine and court costs was $2,307. She had probation fees of $60 to be paid each month. Your notice fee of $15 each month. And her monthly installments was $285 to be paid on a monthly basis. She informed the court that she would not be able to pay you $285 each month. The court has a affidavit of indigence that has been filled out by Ms. Croft. Now, Ms. Croft, I'll show you a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there is a signature. That's, is this your signature on the line that's titled Defender Signature? Okay. Now, Ms. Croft, prior to signing and initialing this document, did your attorney go over this document with you? And did you read everything in this document? And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. So, Ms. Croft, the court is not going to put all this information over YouTube, but it looks like you have maybe about close to $600 left after the income and the expenses. Is that correct? I just subtracted your expenses from your, yeah, there may be some things that, sometimes people, I say one amount, but there's some other things that you may have left off that would decrease this amount.
Yeah, that's not in the,
Right, so you may have less than what's stated on here, is that correct?
yes, sir.
Oh, you know what? Now, another thing that we normally do, like on transportation costs, that includes car note, insurance, and gas and fuel and stuff
I
like
did
that.
car note and gas, I didn't do insurance.
Okay, you might want to do that, because that probably, yeah, you just gonna add it in, and we just, whatever that amount is. That's why you say transportation? All right. Oh, that's your pen? Yeah.
You can have it.
No. I thought it was mine. I had mine like that. Okay. Let's see. Let me do this here that What, it went up another 200?
Yes, sir.
Some of that goes down another 200 then. So this is gonna be 37. Oh, one. Okay. Yeah, so they give you 400. Okay. Okay, now, Ms. Cross, let's see. The fine and court costs. How much is that? That's 2,000. Okay. Okay, now the court is gonna convert your fine and court costs, which is $2,307. The court is gonna convert that to community service, and that turns out to be 185 hours of community service.
Taking all the fines.
Yeah, it's converted, we converted the fines to community service. You get, for every hour of community service you do, you get $12.50 per hour. And so that comes out to be 185 hours of community service. Now, that's gonna be in addition to the 40 hours of community service that is part of the plea bargain, which comes to be about, is that 205? No, 225. 225.
And do I have a certain amount, because I work during the week, so that was why I was upping the fines to take off community service hours, because I could only do it on Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah, I have a minute to talk.
yeah,
Attorney Dugas.
okay. I didn't, okay. We're gonna be in recess. Just have a seat. Okay.
He's right.
This is Brandon.
He's coming, Judge.
Is Brandon Brewster?
He's coming, Judge.
Okay.
Brandon, come on.
Okay, this is cause number 330450, case of style of state of Texas versus Brandon Scott Brewster. Mr. Brewster, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Brewster. You're here represented by your attorney Alan Parker. Attorney Parker, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge.
Okay, Attorney Parker, what's your announcement in Mr. Brewster's case?
I'm still waiting on the DVD on this case. And one other piece of discovery that I don't think is concluded, and then we'll be able to make the decision, Judge.
How much time do you need?
I'm guessing we'll be able to do it in 30 days.
30? Okay, give us a reset date. He's on the announcement docket, page 4, second from the bottom. Okay, this case will be reset to May 16th. Mr. Brewster, you get your attorneys on sign for your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Allen Parker, you can sign for the reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well. You have a blessed day. Are we ready on, back on this?
Judge Sarah.
Have another one? Say Sarah Block.
I'm sorry, Sasha. File number 32844.
Said it's Sasha Block.
Congratulations.
What page? Okay. Yeah, Sasha Block. Right there in the middle.
He was trying to find your name.
Okay, this is cause number 328448, case of solid state of Texas versus Sasha Chanel Block.
Yes.
How you doing, Ms. Block? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Parker, what's your announcement, Ms. Block's case?
I want to put this on a plea docket, Judge. There's just a couple things I need to work out with the prosecutor that I just need to share with them. I think it'll make a difference in the plea, but it's going to be a plea.
How much time you need?
3 weeks.
Okay, give us a reset date.
April 25th or May 2nd.
Not May, was May 2nd on Monday? Oh, no, not May 2nd. No, I got a vacation with April, whatever.
April 25th?
That's fine.
Okay, you can get your reset. Once you sign for your reset, Mr. Parker, you'll be free to go. Ms. Block, you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go as well. Both you and your attorney have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Mr. Lucas, y'all ready on this? Yeah. Okay. What's back in session in cause number 328046, case of style state of Texas versus Amber Danae Croft. Now, did y'all change anything?
We didn't change anything, but she's gonna get it paid, John. She's gonna withdraw request for it.
Oh,
It's just-
okay. Oh, I wrote all on this in judgment. You're gonna have to, never mind, I just have to white it out. Okay, now let's do this here, Ms. Croft. The state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1-year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $2,000 plus court costs of $307, which comes to a total of $2,307. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments will be $285 per month. Now, Ms. Croft, will you be able to pay $285 each month? And Ms. Croft, you'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 328-836. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Ms. Croft, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? And Ms. Croft, now follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. And Ms. Croft will proceed to your next case. Your next case is cause number 328-836. And this case, in this case, the state has filed a motion, filed an information, and this information alleges that on or about November 25th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Ms. Cross, do you understand what this was? Do you understand what you have been charged with? And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Ms. Cross, I have before me another document. This document, Ms. Cross, is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, Ms. Cross, there are a set of initials AC on a line that's checked next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest. Are these your initials? On the third page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature? On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant? There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Ms. Cross, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Ms. Cross. Prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Croft, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me states exhibits number 1 and 2. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Dugas, you advising counsel, Ms. Croft, in this case as well. Is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Croft, your attorney, Mr. Dugas, has advised you and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Croft, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement in this case, case number 328-836, is for 180 days in jail, probated over a term of 1 year, and 40 hours of community service to run concurrently with the sentence in case number 328046.
To be clear, that's total 40 hours and $2,000 fine for the case.
That's right.
Okay. Now, Ms. Cross, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because this case will be probated for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine. However, you will be required to pay a court cost of $307. Oh, she don't have to pay a probation fee in the second case. Yeah, so you would not be required to pay a probation fee in this case. However, you will be required, you may not even be able to require to pay your analysis fee either. So that'll come down $75. So 75, that'll be 30, okay. So your total monthly installments that you'll have to pay in this case is roughly about $30 a month. Will you be able to pay the $30 per month?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. This case will run concurrent with cause number 328046, and you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of disprobation. Ms. Croft, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in this case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Croft, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Croft. You're gonna stand on X next to your attorney. And once you follow the directions of our court clerk, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Dugas, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day once you're set. Mr. Bailey, would you please put your mic on mute? Thank you.
Mid-August.
Okay, so let's get on the record. This is cause number 322417, case of style of state of Texas versus Julie Lynn Perez. Ms. Perez, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Perez?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, Ms. Perez, you're represented here by your attorney Laura Perazo. Ms. Perazo, how are you doing? That's good. Now, state, you've announced that you've filed a motion to continuance in this case.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
And Ms. Perazo, are you opposed to the state's motion to continue?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
You got it.
Your Honor, the reason for the motion is that the state's primary witness, DPS Trooper Kim Hargrove, is unavailable until at least mid-August.
okay. Okay, so Ms. Perazo, put her case back on the trial docket.
And that's the motion.
Okay, yeah, we'll grant the motion, but give us a trial date.
June 13th.
Okay, this case is going to be
It would have to be after August, Judge.
after August.
Oh.
What's the order?
It's behind
Yes,
October 2nd.
Like any day.
here. October 2nd is good?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you want
fine.
September. Hold on. We can do
I'm
something.
sure any one of those days is okay. I don't foresee any scheduling on that day at this time.
Okay, let's do September 12th.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that, September 12th.
Okay, so your case will be reset to September 12th. Ms. Perazo, you can get your reset. And Ms. Perez, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day and you have a blessed day as well, Ms. Perazo.
Thank you, Judge.
There you go. He's gone.
Of course I do. Thank you, sir. I'm here. How you doing? Good to see you again. Point worker. 3296.
Get Daniel Harvey in. Daniel Harvey. How you doing that? Is this your only case?
No, it's case.
We're gonna wait for the prosecutor to visit. Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, it's right here. Oh,
Oh, I got it. It's on the shoulder.
okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. With our trial docket, cause number 323678, case of style of the state of Texas versus Daniel Lee Harvey. Mr. Harvey, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Harvey? That's good. Mr. Harvey, you're represented by your attorney Marvin Lewis. Attorney Lewis, how are you doing?
Doing good. Someone just right, sir.
I'm doing fine. Attorney Lewis, what is your announcement in Mr. Harvey's case?
Judge, we have a continuous on file, a continuous on file on this case. I'll talk with the state. There's a second case that's still pending. I know that they're trying to see what's going on with the lab on that case. I'm gonna be
We did, Your Honor. The labs on the second case are still pending at DPS. They let us know that they'll get them to us when they get them to us.
Okay.
At least that's how I read them.
I'm just trying to think of 60 to 90 days, something like that. I mean, I'm trying to figure out.
If you go ahead and do 90, Judge.
Okay, give us a 90-day reset.
In about a year or so.
Okay. Okay, I'm signing the motion. And the state is not opposed, is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor, not opposed.
Okay, you could get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, Mr. Lewis, and you'll be free to go as well, Mr. Harvey.
Thank you.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Have a good one.
All right. Yeah, hold on a minute.
We're
Court is in session at cause number 329622. Case of style of state of Texas versus Jason Bernard Holmes. Mr. Holmes, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Holmes?
I'm doing all right, yourself?
Well, I'm doing fine. Mr. Holmes, you're represented here by your attorney Quentin Brooker.
That's correct, Judge.
How are you doing, Attorney Brooker?
Doing well, Judge. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Brooker, what is your announcement in Mr. Holmes' case?
Judge, I just consulted with the state. We have considered the state's offer, which we think is decent. However, there's some ambiguity as to how that affects Mr. Holmes's job. He has a professional certification that he's working on as a railroad engineer. He's getting two different opinions about how the probation officer would affect that. So if we could have a setting just to kind of establish that in writing, and then we'll know better what we need to do here.
Okay, how much time do you need?
Judge, a standard setting should be good, whatever your.
30
standard setting-
days?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'd recommend 60. I mean, it may take a while for him to get these opinions that he needs.
Yeah, okay, 60 days will be fine.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, let's, give me,
June sixth.
okay,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
gonna be reset June 6th of 2022. Mr. Holmes, your attorney's gonna sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Brooker, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well. You have a blessed
Thank
day.
you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
I'll be in contact. Yes, sir.
Do you have paperwork on, Corvette? Okay, this is on the announcement docket. Court is in session and cause number 328-824. Case is filed, the state of Texas versus Brandon Anthony Gravatt. Mr. Gravatt, is your full name Brandon Anthony Gravatt? Mr. Gravatt, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Gravatt, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Gravatt, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Gravatt? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Gravatt. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Willard Hall. Attorney Hall, how are you doing?
Great, thank you for asking.
That's good. Now, Mr. Gravatt, I have before me an information that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about November 22nd, 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Gravatt, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Gravatt, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Mr. Gravatt, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Gravatt, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that check guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there is one box that's checked. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Gravat, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Hall, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gravat, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Hey. Uh-oh. Got the one.
I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I got you a good one.
Yes, battery pack fell out. I got it. State. I have before me state's exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer state's exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Hall, you've advised and counseled Mr. Pravat. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pravat, your attorney, Mr. Hall, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pravat, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is for 90 days in jail, probated over a term of 1 year, a $500 fine, 40 hours of community service, DWI education classes, alcohol assessments, and interlock.
Okay, Mr. Gravat, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $422, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $922. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Now, should a full evaluation be needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. The total monthly installments that you will be required to pay, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you're on probation, is $160 per month. Mr. Gravat, will you be able to pay the $160 each month?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gravat, you'll be required to pay you'll be required to perform 40 hours of community service. You will attend and complete a DWI education class and have a drug and alcohol assessment. You'll also be required to install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Gravat, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Gravat, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Gravat, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, court is back in session, it's trial docket. We have 6 cases, all style State of Texas versus Marshall Keith Washington. First case is cause number 320-866. Second case is cause number 323-394. Third case is cause number 329-800. Fourth case is cause number 331-830. Fifth case is cause number 331-832. And the sixth case is cause number 331-834. Mr. Washington is currently in Jefferson County Jail. However, his attorney, Mr. Burbank, is present. Now, Mr. Burbank, in Mr. Washington's 6 cases, we see that you are the attorney on 5. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what is your announcement in Mr. Washington's case?
Your Honor, seeing that he got 5 years TDC last month, we are asking for a trial back to back to back each day.
I can give you a trial each week, but I don't know about each day because we only got juries coming in once a week.
Your Honor, he is in jail. If you put him on the jail run.
Thursday, it's
Yes,
gonna be
Your
a plea?
Yeah, it's going
Yes,
to be, yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's reset it for Thursday.
Yeah,
Now,
I want a jail, I want a trial each time.
Wow, okay.
All right.
You can't. May I be excused till Thursday? Your Honor?
Yes, you may, and you have a
Thank you.
blessed day. Nice seeing you.
Mr. Burbank, you want to get your office to file an attorney record on the third case?
No. I'm thinking, it's like.
And you
Okay. Reynolds. That's not what I'm trying to-
And the state's filed a motion to continue in the Steele case.
Okay, I was looking for Mr. Okay. Is Brumfield is a jail case. Mr. Reynolds. You have Trayvon Brumfield, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, and he has a pending felony that he's also in
Right.
jail on.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna reset. You want this reset? Well, I like he's set for punishment today in his felony case.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I have on the docket, it says punishment sentence.
Okay,
So either we can reset it. I guess you can talk to the district attorney's office. If that case, I don't know what he's gonna get today.
he'll probably get probate. I don't know what he's gonna, I talked to his mother. She didn't know what he was gonna get.
Oh, hold on a minute. Let me see if that case was disposed of already.
Okay.
It's on Trayvon Brumfield. He's in criminal district court.
Yeah, also has Coleman.
No, sir, not yet.
Coleman.
God, this is on this felony.
Okay. We can keep an eye on that case. Now, if that case if he gets probation, the only thing I'll be holding him in is this misdemeanor. And
Can you put him on the jail run Thursday?
yeah, we could put him on for Thursday. Okay, if they haven't worked out an agreement that also included this case, sometimes the felony prosecutors do that.
Okay, well, if he's still in there, they don't dismiss it. Can we put him on the jail run for Thursday and I'll go out there then?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And all right. We'll let you know. Probably we'll find out sometime this evening once they put the information in the computer in criminal district court.
Okay, all right, that sounds
All right.
good. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, you have another case too. Let's see. You say he had Coney? Coning. Oh, he's in jail too. Bradley Coning, he's set today in the 252nd District Court. He's set for trial. He's set for trial on his cases.
I can't do anything with him. He's set for trial.
Right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, on those cases as well. If those cases get disposed of, we'll let you know, and we'll give you a setting on those too.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
All right, you free to go.
Yes, sir.
And next case, Steele. Get Alex Steele. Oh, Mr. Steele, would you come forward? Court is in session and calls number 325441, case style of state of Texas versus Alex Keith Steele. Mr. Steele, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Steele, you represented in this case by your attorney, Mr. Jansen Bailey, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Bailey, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Bailey, I have before me a motion for continuance that was filed by the state.
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to be unopposed to that motion.
And so you're not opposed to it?
No,
All
sir.
right. So I already have it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the state, this case is going to be reset. Could you give us a reset date? Now, how much time do y'all need?
Because this is the same issue as the last case, Judge.
With
so it would
with
have
the
to- With the trooper who's unavailable until.
so it's going to be
mid-August.
reset September. I think the other one was reset to September, wasn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, September 12th.
You're right. Okay, so Mr. Bailey, these cases will, well, this case will be reset to September 12th of 2022. State's motion for continuance is granted. Mr. Steele, you can stand on the 4X, get a copy of your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And Mr. Bailey, is this your only case?
I have another case, Stephen Creighton. I believe it was going to be dismissed. I don't know if it has.
That
been
case
yet.
was transferred next door, and it was, I think, was it dismissed already?
Yes, Your Honor, we submitted a paper dismissal. I believe Judge signed it.
I think, yeah, I think they dismissed that Friday.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
But you can confirm, Mr. Bailey, you can confirm with the County Court 3.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Let's see, Mr. McIntosh.
Yes, Judge. My client says he's in Zoom, but I don't see him in here. And I'm not sure exactly where on Zoom he is, but we had talked. He had a funeral that he had to go to. And so we had talked.
Let's do this here. If he can't access us through Zoom, can he access us by telephone? Now, is this the guy Woodcock?
Yes, Judge. I told him to answer. If you wouldn't mind having the court call him, I have his cell phone number.
Hold on a minute.